Now, let's get to Hunter Biden, Merrick Garland, Bill Barr, corrupt Justice Department, and what is happening. I'm going to go through this very, very slowly because it's very, very important that you understand this. The reason that you can't get reliable information about Hunter Biden, Merrick Garland, President Biden accused of bribery, the reason you will not be able to get accurate information and analysis is there are agendas in play that are so strong they're going to remain there. And I will prove that. So first of all, Hunter Biden's soft deal, sweetheart deal, is a grave threat to Merrick Garland, the Attorney General. Okay, last week I told you about John Mitchell. He went to prison for running interference for Richard Nixon and doing other illegal things. Garland's in trouble. Over the weekend, Speaker of the House McCarthy brought up impeaching Garland. He just brought it up. There's not enough evidence yet, but it's on the radar for the Republicans. Again, he would be impeached, but the Senate would never convict him as it is comprised. But that would humiliate Garland and the Biden administration. That's number one. Number two, Garland himself is aware of the danger to him. So you've probably heard this soundbite before, but I'm going to play it again. It's worth listening to. This happened on June 23rd. Go.
Mr. Weiss, who was appointed by President Trump as the U.S. Attorney in Delaware and assigned this matter during the previous administration, would be permitted to continue his investigation and to make a decision to prosecute any way in which he wanted to and in any district in which he wanted to. Mr. Weiss has since sent a letter to the House Judiciary Committee confirming that he had that authority. I don't know how it would be possible for anybody to block him from bringing a prosecution, given that he has this authority.
That is so misleading, it is painful. Garland has to sign off on what the U.S. attorneys recommend. The guy in Delaware, Weiss, is not the Attorney General. What he wanted to do with Hunter Biden goes up to Garland. And Garland can say no, which he should have done. The judge in the case can say no, and that Biden's going to have to answer to the judge the third week in July. But what Garland is doing is trying to convince you, I don't have anything to do with this. I'm Pontius Pilate. I don't have anything to do with this. It was all Weiss. No. Garland has signed off. Now, New York Times, Washington, forget it. Forget it. And you notice that Trump appointed. That's used in every single analysis by the corrupt left-wing press. Okay. I'm going to give you an example of media now. One of the biggest apologists for President Biden is Fox News commentator Juan Williams. There's no doubt about that. He makes a living, Mr. Williams, apologizing for Biden. Roll tape.
What we have this week was a decision by a Trump-appointed prosecutor who had full authority over the case by his own account to bring 2 misdemeanor charges basically against Hunter Biden. That was it. Well, all these other things that we're hearing about, an app message, we don't know if the president was involved, and he wasn't even president or vice president at the time.
You see? Now, Williams puts that out, and they got about 10 others that do exactly the same thing using the same words because they get a fax every morning. This is what you say. Trump appointed is the best example. ABC News, when it ran World News Tonight report on Friday, I watched it and I tweeted about it, okay? ABC News in one report used the phrase Trump appointed 5 times in one 2-minute report. Setting up, taking out, and the body of the report. 5 times. It was okay. So the fix is in. The protection against anything that would harm President Biden includes his son, Hunter. And it's like, it's a wall like this. And that's why you can't get honest analysis of this. You can't from the corrupt corporate media. This is why you're here watching and listening to the No Spin News. Now, there are a lot of things in play. There's more information going to be forthcoming about Hunter and Joe Biden. That's a given. It was interesting to hear the head of the House Oversight Committee, Comer, Republican Congressman Comer, say he doesn't want a special prosecutor in the Hunter Biden case. He doesn't trust the process and this and that. And Comer will do it. In the beginning of all this, I wanted a special prosecutor to look into Hunter Biden's activities. Now, looking at Durham and Mueller and all this other business, now Comer has a point. You can't trust them anymore. In the beginning of all this, all right, December 2020, okay, 2.5 years ago, Bill Barr, Republican Bill Barr, Trump's AG, Attorney General, was in charge of the case. Here's what he said.
I think that it's being handled responsibly and professionally currently within the department, and to this point, I have not seen a reason to appoint a special counsel, and I have no plan to do so before I leave.
And he didn't. And now he says he's disappointed with what the U.S. Attorney Weiss came up with in the plea. Barr says he's disappointed. Now, we invited Barr on, and he's never going to come up against me. In a million years, he wouldn't even come up against me when he was pushing his book, because he knows that I know what he's up to. I used to respect him. I don't any longer. He's not at the level of Merrick Garland. He's not that. Garland is corrupt, okay? And he's untruthful. Barr values his status in the Washington establishment more than he values finding out what the deuce happened. That's my assessment of Barr. I think I can prove that a lot of different ways, which is why Barr will never come on here, even though I'd be polite and respectful and give him a fair shot. So this isn't just Democrats. Barr could have been much more aggressive. And Barr knew that for years there were rumors about Joe Biden doing things he shouldn't be doing. Barr knew that. Everybody knew it. Okay. I think that was the best analysis on this you'll get. We are on it. I don't know how fast the House committees are going to be able to produce the information. Right now, they don't have enough to impeach Garland or to take it into President Biden's arena. Not enough yet. There's whistleblowers, but it has to be corroborated. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped a whopping 20%. 2023 could be worse. You are right to be worried. So call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I've been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers and have the highest rating in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.